Okay, so here we get e4. Okay, which line do I want to play? I think I'm going to play Caro kann this time. Draw, no draws, no draws. No draws. For sure, no draws. Okay, we got knight c3. I'm going to take and play bishop to f5. And bishop g6. This is probably the most standard line in the Caro kann. You go knight d7 to stop knight to e5 here. And now he's threatening h5, trap the bishop, so you create the oxygen with the escape square. Let's go e6, and now I'd want to develop the bishop on this diagonal somewhere. Let's drop back. Let's trade. Let's develop the knight, bishop, queen, castle. One of these two ways. Again, you'll notice that there's a lot of free-flowing development. It's like free-flowing. All the pieces come out very easily. Go here. I'm probably playing bishop d6. I can also just castle. Let's just castle to illustrate the point. Bishop d6 is always a move to target the knight on g3 here. And now all my development is finished. All my pieces are mostly the rook's not in the game, but I can always just bring it to the center of the board very, very soon. Let's trade. And now I'm going to go c5, try to trade off some pawns here and activate my knight if possible. Oxygen like the submarine, very funny atoms. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. Very funny. This is not 3-0, this is 5-0, not 3-0. It's not 3-0, you guys, just to be clear. I thought Caro kann was well known for slow development and cramped positions. You can have less space, but you don't get into trouble very quickly. I mean, it's one of the better openings, I think. I like Sicilian. I would say c5, e5, and c6 are the three best moves by far. Which line you want to play, I understand, but yeah. Now there's going to be a submarine tour to the Titanic and the Titan. I don't know, you guys, but it's not particularly funny to me. I mean, people died. Like, they died, you know. I know it's all fun and games, but, like, people died. Let's go knight f6 and attack the queen here. Okay, now I'm going to trade the pawns. You can take with either the knight or the bishop, but I have bishop c5 to target the knight after he takes. Only problem for me is I have to be careful because the c file can open up. Why would they agree to do it even if they knew the risk? I don't know. He plays knight b3 attacking my bishop. Now his bishop is very well placed. I could go back here, but from this square I always spy the pawn on f2, so I think it's a better retreat. Also because with the bishop here the knight can't just jump back, so like when I go back I essentially dominate the horse. It can't go to either square, and I spy the pawn at the same time. So all these purposes. Now what I'm going to do here is rook d5 idea is stack on the only open file here, but also keep an eye on this weak pawn on h5 as well. So again, a multi-purpose move. And I'm going to go rook d8 here and take. Let's trade the rooks. And again, great control of the file, pressure on the pawn. I can also go queen d8 or queen d6 later on as well. And I'm looking pretty good here. I'm going to go queen c7. I'm happy to trade the queens because he's going to lose this pawn. He's just losing the pawn on the edge of the board. And now it's knight endgame, but I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 versus 1 2 3 4 5. And what I'm also going to do here is try to create an outside pass pawn on the wing of the board. Let's go here, stop knight b5. Now I'll go here, no knight b5 again for obvious reasons. So let's see what he does. Can you help lesser players understand their best moves? I could do that. That's an idea too. Let's go knight g4 and attack the pawn. I mean, I'm looking at it from my vantage point, but I could do that as well down the road. Yeah. Play knight to e5 again with the extra pawn. I'm happy to trade off the rest of the pieces. Going here to stop knight e4. Now I'm going to start pushing and creating the outside pass pawn on the edge of the board. So let's just trade, and again, this pawn is going down the board really, really fast here. I think I can just play h3. I don't think there's any reason not to, in fact. Let's go knight g6. Point behind knight g6 is I think I want to go f4 to stop the knight or the king from having access points. There's no access point anywhere here. Oh, I just actually no, I blundered. Whoops. I'm going to win because I can still run the king and I have a straight path. But he is going to win this pawn on h3. So I'll go here. Oh, you know what else is weird? The knight is dominated. He can't move the knight anywhere. All 4 squares are covered. My knight dominates his knight. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, he can't move the knight anywhere. These 2 are covered by the horse, and these 2 are covered by the pawn. So he's just completely dominated here. Because c5, I'm going to play e5 here. Now, I can't keep the domination for the entire game, because at some point I have to move the king or the knight. I can't push the pawn. If I move the king, I lose the knight. So I'm going to move the knight, bring the king in, and now I start escorting the 2 pawns off the board. I go here. Why, Hikaru, why is Wall Street moving to Florida? I don't know what you're saying. Let's go f3. I have e4, e3 here, and it's GG. I just keep pushing the 2 connected pass pawns of the board. Now, I think I'm going to go knight e6 check, and then again, I can just go e3, e2. Straightforward and to the point. Yeah, I don't know what the question is, but anyway, yeah. Let's go e2, and then e1. GG, why not?